This is a 4-band resistor. We can tell by counting the number of bands on it. And now to start reading our resistor values, we start reading from the side that is closest to the edge of the resistor, which is this orange. Then we can read it as orange, orange, brown, and gold. In a 4-band resistor, the first band represents a digit. The second band also represents a digit. The third band represents a multiplier, and the fourth band represents the tolerance, which means the value of this resistor would be, as you can look it up here, orange is 3. Orange is 3. Brown is 1. So for the third value, we will just say times 10 raised to power 1, the value for brown. Then that will be ohms. Tolerance of plus or minus 5%. Plus or minus 5%. This means that the value can vary between plus or minus 5% of 330 ohms. This infers that this resistor has a value of 330 ohms plus or minus 5% of that value. We can confirm this by using a multimeter. You just take your multimeter and you set it to ohm, the ohm setting for measuring resistance. Then you measure the resistance of the resistor, then you get 0. 0 means that the value is getting 0 under 2000K means that the value is too small to be read at that value. So we can just go down. Let's take it down to 20K. They take it down to 20K, we get 0.33. That's 0.32. That's 0.32K. We take it down to 2000 ohms. Then we get a reading of 324 ohms. We're within the value of 330 plus or minus 5%. The first 3 colors represent digits. The fourth one represents a multiplier, while the fifth is the tolerance. In this particular resistor, it's hard to say where to start reading from because both end colors appear to be equally close to the edges. But you notice that if you start reading from this side, the gray color ends up as the multiplier. We do not use gray and white as multipliers. For that reason, the correct side to start reading from would be here. Then this resistor value will be read as blue, gray, black, orange, brown. Read the color code of this resistor. We can now write down the value. That will translate to blue, which is 6, gray, which is 8, black, which is 0. Then the multiplier, orange, which is 10 raised to power 3. Then tolerance of plus or minus 1%. Plus or minus 1%. We can then measure the value of the resistor using our multimeter. Since we already know the range, the range of the resistance, we just set it to 2000K. So since it's set to 2000K, we can then measure the value of the resistance, which should give us 688 kilo ohms as expected.